Are you looking for the best compact smartphones? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best smartphones on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Google Pixel 9a. The Google Pixel 9a, 9 out of 10, Wired recommends, is the best smartphone you can buy for the money. At $499, half the price of an iPhone 16 Pro or Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, you get a little of everything, from Qi wireless charging to top-of-the-line performance. It's powered by Google's Tensor G4 processor, the same one that's inside the flagship Pixel 9 series, and that means this mid-range phone gets 7 years of software support, a rarity at this price. The 6.3-inch OLED screen is bigger and brighter than before, with a 120Hz refresh rate so that all the animations on the screen look buttery smooth. The bezels are a bit thick around the screen, but it's hardly a problem. On the back, you'll notice Google has introduced a new, simpler design. Gone is the iconic Pixel camera bar in favor of a floating dual camera module that sits completely flush with the back of the phone. It doesn't have as much character, but at least the phone still looks good in the iris or peony color options. I've had zero problems with performance in my testing, even when I live posted for an hour on Blue Sky during the Nintendo Direct announcing the Switch 2. The only thing to know is that because the Pixel 9a comes with only 8GB of RAM, it omits 2 features from the flagship Pixel 9 series, Call Notes and the Pixel Screenshots app. Those are handy features, but it's no huge loss. Battery life is finally better than before. The massive, 5,100 mAh cell inside comfortably lasts a full day with average use. I usually ended a day with 30 to 40% in the tank. Heavier days will drain the phone quickly, though, so you may need a power bank to be safe if your screen time numbers are north of 6 to 7 hours. At number 2. Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Samsung's Galaxy S24 FE technically has an MSRP of $650, but it's frequently on sale for $500, which makes it worthy of this guide. This is Samsung's light version of the Galaxy S24 series. I used it for several weeks with no performance issues with the Exynos 2400E chipset, and battery life with the 4,700 mAh cell was decent, lasting a full day with average use. It still supports Samsung's Galaxy AI features, and you even get a triple camera experience with a 50MP primary shooter, a 12MP ultra-wide, and an 8MP telephoto with 3x zoom. It's uncommon to find the full trio of cameras at this price. More cameras make the phone more versatile, giving you options on how you want to frame your shot. Like the 2 phones above, this Android phone will get some of the longest software support compared to competitors in this bracket. It maintains all the other flagship perks you'd want, from Qi wireless charging and IP68 water resistance to a 120Hz AMOLED screen. It may look a little plain, but it's a great all-rounder, just make sure you catch it on sale. It's worth noting that Samsung recently announced the 2025 Galaxy A series, which includes the Galaxy A36, A26, and A56. If you're after a cheaper Samsung, see what they're like. We'll be testing them soon. At number 3. Nothing Phone 3a. Nothing's Phone 3a and Phone 3a Pro are some of the best cheap phones you can buy. 8 out of 10, Wired recommends. They're stylish, unique, and check off almost all the boxes. The devices are identical in all areas except cameras. The 50-megapixel main sensor on the Pro has slightly larger pixels than the one in the Phone 3a, meaning it can capture a little more light for better nighttime photos. It also has a 3x periscope telephoto sensor that lets it zoom in closer, whereas the cheaper 3a makes do with a 2x optical camera. If you use the cameras on your phone a lot, get the 3a Pro, which commands a slightly higher price, though the phone's bulky camera module causes a design imbalance that makes it a bit unwieldy. The Phone 3a looks better, and the cameras get reasonably close in image quality. Performance, driven by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7's Gen 3, is speedy. The 5,000 mAh battery cell can last a full day of heavy use, 2 days with lighter activities, and the display is smooth, sharp, and bright. The phones are IP64 rated, so just be careful around the pool. The main caveats are the same as its predecessor. Nothing is selling these phones through a beta program in the US, meaning you need to sign up first to buy them. That's not a huge deal, just an extra step, but connectivity isn't a strong suit. The phone, 3A, series works best on T-Mobile. 4G will work on AT&T and Verizon, however, you'll need to contact the two carriers to whitelist your device for 5G access, which can be an annoying process, and may not even work. Barring those flaws, it's hard to find much better at these prices. Nothing's software layer over Android is slick and looks unique, and the new Essential Key offers up a more thoughtful approach to artificial intelligence. This physical button lets you store notes via voice or text and have them summarized by AI. It'll even automatically generate tasks on your behalf. It's just too bad you can't buy the phone, 3A, in blue. Sadly, this color is not coming to the US. At number 4. Motorola Moto G Stylus 2025. I picked Nothing's phone, 3A, series over Motorola's Moto G Stylus 5G. However, if you don't want to risk network connectivity and want a phone that will work on any carrier in the US, no questions asked, this Motorola is the best choice under $400. It's the best Moto G smartphone because the Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 chipset delivers the smoothest performance. Seriously, I rarely saw a choppy animation with this phone, even when playing games like Kingshot. The 6.7-inch AMOLED screen is large and sharp and has a 120Hz screen refresh rate, and I didn't find its peak brightness lacking on sunny days. And this slim phone has a 5000 mAh cell. With average use, I managed to keep it going for a full day with around 35% leftover by bedtime. I love the beautiful blue color on the back, and paired with the vegan leather texture it looks smart. This is the only smartphone with a built-in stylus except for the $1,300 Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and it's handy for doodling, signing documents, or jotting some quick notes if you prefer handwriting input. At number 5. OnePlus 13R. The OnePlus 13R, 8 out of 10, Wired recommends, got a small price bump from its excellent predecessor, so it's not as value-packed, but this is still a nice phone. It might be a good idea to wait for a sale. The 6.78-inch AMOLED screen is near perfection, with a sharp resolution that gets plenty bright, plus a 120Hz refresh rate. And it's powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, the flagship chip inside all the top phones of 2024. That means you won't have trouble running the latest games, even demanding titles. What makes this device special is its 6000 mAh silicon carbon battery cell, a relatively new technology that lets companies stuff higher density batteries without making them thicker. This phone is a smidge thinner than the prior model despite a 500 mAh increase in battery capacity, an impressive feat in general. I hit an average of 2 days on a single charge. On more taxing days, I comfortably reached the day's end with 25% remaining. If it's running out of juice, you can use the included cable and charging adapter to bring it from 0 to 100% in roughly 54 minutes. It's a shame there's no wireless charging support. If you want a snappy phone with relatively top-end specs, from the display to performance to battery life, and can make do with an OK camera system, the OnePlus 13R is worth a look. At number 6. Motorola Razr Plus, 2024. Motorola's 2025 Razr models are here, but if you want to try out a fun, folding flip phone without paying flagship prices, check out the discounted Razr Plus from 2024, 7 out of 10, Wired recommends. These are some of the cheapest folding phones on the market, and it's a great way to give the category a taste if you've been curious. Flip phones are especially great because they'll feel like normal handsets once opened up, but they fold down to be super compact. Motorola's newer Razr 2025 lineup consists of the Razr, $700, Razr Plus, $1,000, and Razr Ultra, $1,300. However, one crucial thing to know is that the Razr Plus 2025 is nearly identical to the Razr Plus 2024 model. There are some slight improvements to durability, but it has the same processor, screens, and cameras. Save cash and go with last year's model. The price has dropped to $800, but it has dipped as low as $580 during major sale events, putting it under the scope of this guide.